In this video, I'm going to teach you how experts filter their loans using all the criteria possible in ARIVE's Loan tab. Let's get into it. Okay, starting off on your Loans tab, you're going to load to whatever your default filter is, which you've saved over here. Move my recording element over here. Which you'll be able to set when you save your filter. We're going to get there in just a sec. You're going to notice that there's a bunch of default filters that you inherit. That these come with it, and then your save filters show up here on top. And it's the save filters that have the option for deleting and also editing and renaming. Some things I want to point out right up here that are going to be some of the most important pieces you use that a lot of people miss, which is right up at the top. What are you using to sort the list of loan files? It's going to default to the last updated date, but you can sort by estimated close date, the date of the status, or the date it was created. And keep also here, it's using a relative date filter by default of last 30 days, but you have going up, last 60, 90, 180. You can look at lifetime, which is going to be the entire spectrum, any files that meet the other filter criteria, and then custom, which is going to let you select a period in between here that you can manually define. Once you continuing to move over here, right, these are groupings of various statuses that they fall into. So you're going to notice that these are going to change over time, right? So we have all over here. And all is, when we go over to the status drop down, here's where we can select specific statuses to filter by. So if I just want to see pre-approved, I can apply that filter here. But if you use these groupings, you're going to notice then that it restricts the statuses based by the grouping of, as a way to see all of these without having to select them all and save it as a filter. So if you do like to use these, keep in mind that they are grouping several statuses together, but you don't have to. You can have it at all, and then you can manually define which statuses you include. Other things I want to point out here is they are going to treat adverse and suspended as individual statuses, even though in other places in the loan file it will treat them as flags on the file. So if you are intentionally trying to include adverse files or suspended files, you'll have to account for that when setting up your filters. Now we get into some of the advanced stuff, and this is the stuff that a lot of people miss. Trackers. Now, these are all the various third-party order elements that are on the file, and recently they've added a lot more of them, including tracking funding, wire, and funds to close, and MERS transfer. I love all of that. Now, what people don't realize is that you can add these, and then you can add the status they have. So if, for instance, I want to look at files where title is ordered, but, right, it's ordered status, not received status, and you can save a filter that way to create lists of work that you can action upon. And you can stack these as well. Let's say I also wanted to see files where appraisal was ordered and title was ordered. These can get stacked. Channel is just your broker and non-Dell. That's going to be exactly what you think it is. Another place I want to point out here, right? So they recently made an update to this filter. Now, what this does by default is it's going to apply the user that is logged in, and it's going to filter by any files where I have any team member role on the file. But you can edit that. So for instance, let's say I was looking at myself, and you'll see I'm already selected here. Also, notice also as well, if you're in multiple branches, it will give you the option to filter by the user in that branch. This can be especially useful if you are in multiple branches but not at the corporate branch, so you don't have access to all files at once but only switching between branches. You can stack some of these together to create some of that functionality and select one role or the other and create those necessary lists. But here's the thing I really want to point out. You can now specify which of these roles that the user holds they are on the file, and if they are the primary. So for instance, on my user account, right, some of the roles I have is loan officer, processor, lock desk. If I just want to look at files where I am lock desk and I'm even the primary lock desk, I can set that up. let's say I can also switch to other users, but this is important to get that fine grain, especially if you serve multiple roles and you need to create that filtered view for that. Next here is the More Filters panel. And this is where we get to a lot of other stuff that people don't realize you can filter by. Right? Credit repair, that notation here, the credit report, if it's pulled or not. This is particularly useful for files that might need additional action and additional setup. And then, right, here's our loan programs, our purpose. Notice, right, you do have options for non-QM, HELOC, and HELAN. You can specify if you're going to include archived loans or imported closed loans. These are new additions as well, the TRID 3 or TRID 4, and they have nice explanations here. I have not used this active COC yet, but the other important things I want to show you, right? You can filter by business contacts on the file. LOs love to use this because you can create a filtered view just for the contact you're calling and then look at all of their files at once, and now you have a great high-level view. Hey, here's all the files you referred to me, here's what's going on with them, here's the statuses in each. Same with lead source. If you want to sort just by that, by a particular referral, usually combining lead source with lead provided by, again, when you're making your update phone calls, hey, here's all the files that you've currently referred to me and here's their statuses, maybe here's what we need to do. Or if you just want to look at a particular lender, that's also here. This is where they hide that Save View button, and saving that is what is going to cause it to appear over here. So once you get something you like, you can save it over there. Now, here's the other piece that isn't advertised, but is really neat once you realize this is how it works. Look at the URL up at the top of the screen, and you're going to notice there's a question mark up here at the top, and then there's a lot of value pairs, meaning there's a name, an equal sign, and then a value in it. And what this is the filters being applied on this filtered view, and they're all saved in the URL. Now, why is this important? It means that you can bookmark this URL, and assuming you're logged into ARIVE, you can press that bookmark and load directly into this filtered view. That lets you skip several steps, including getting to the loan dashboard, clicking on open the filter panel, selecting the filter you want, selecting the different filters if you don't have it saved. All of this can get applied by a bookmark, and then that bookmark can open directly to this page. Now, if you're not logged in, it's going to prompt you to log in first, but we're all looking for ways to save time and to get to our the loan that we need to action on faster. Bookmarking your individual filters in your browser is absolutely one of them. Now your turn. Let me know what filters you like to use in your filter tab to help you find the files that you need to faster. Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. See you next time.